is kind of an extension of, the whole root of this business is doing a great show. And obviously having Jessica here to do her show really was a great training on that. The more that you do, that's like what she does, the better your show is going to be. So I wanted to kind of give some more tips and some word choices as far as creating a powerful show, presenting a powerful show, having control of your show, and making sure that throughout your show you're planting all the different kinds of seeds that you can plant so that at the end of the show, you're hearing more yes. Does that sound good? Yes. Right? Yes. At the end of the show, we want to hear, yes, I want to dig pub with Vega. Yes, I would like to book a show. Yes, I would like to take some more information. Yes, I would like to order a kit right now. So the more yeses that we hear, the less, how do I overcome objections do we have to deal with? Because if you can create enough desire, if you plant enough seeds, if they have enough fun, you're going to get so many yeses, you don't have to be bothered overcoming any objections because you're never going to hear them in the first place. So that's why the whole root of the business really is doing a great show. Now, of course, a great way to do that is to see as many shows as you can possibly see. You all did that today by being here, so that was great. On YouTube, you can find great shows. You can be going with your director, other directors in the area, anybody that you know that does a great show, you should be going to it. If there's a team meeting that's not your team meeting, but you heard such and such is doing their demo, go. Because as long as, you gotta keep building. There's always something new that you can see from a show. I know I myself, if there's ever a guest speaker at anyone's, meeting nearby, I go. There's always something new that I can add to my show. And I love my show, but I'm definitely not above ever adding, enhancing, subtracting, so that, I can make it even better. Recipe choice. Please choose your recipes very carefully.
Amen, sister.
You are in control of that part of your show. And if you're not, you're going to start taking control of that right now. Haven't we all had that host that's like, you know what I really want you to make? Can we have those tuxedo muffin cup souffle brownies? I ate them at church last week and they were delicious. Yeah, that would be no. Okay, just because they ate it at their church social, their neighbor's block party, or on their couch watching Steel Magnolias does not make it a good show recipe. Right? There are rules to something being a show recipe. It has to show power tools. If it does not show at least one of the items that's on here right now, no good. If it doesn't come in a set in our catalog, no good. All right, these are all things that sometimes your host tries to bully you into. You know what, I'm having 12. Can you make double? That would be no. Okay? There is no recipe that 12 is not suitable for. Okay? It's a tasting party, right? It's done. 12. Or 18. Okay? We are choosing our recipes carefully. Sometimes your host too, if one is like, could you play a whole lot of games? My friends and I really like that.
No.
That would be no.
No, that would be hell no. Hell no.
Okay, and I'm going to address this a little more later, but you know what? I'm just real good at making the host think I'm agreeing with her, but still doing whatever I want to do. But what you want to always remind your host of is, listen, I know that you want to get a big shopping spree. And in all the shows I've done, see how that doesn't, yes, I can say in the 1,300 shows I've done, but many of you may have not done 1,300 shows. So you're going to say, in all the shows I've done, I've found, that people really just only want to watch one demo. They don't want to come for the Pampered Chef lecture series. So I'm going to make you this one recipe. Of course, we'll have, I'm not saying don't add on, I do like those, oh, you're having 15? We can throw in this side or this dessert or whatever. But they don't want to watch 3 recipes. They want to come socialize with each other. They want to learn, they want to eat, they want to have fun with each other. So this is what I found works really well, because I'm coming into your home so that I can get you a really big shopping spree. And I promise you this is what works. All right, so keep control of that. And even when your face is killing you, trying to keep smiling on that phone, because at the minute you start rolling your eyes and huffing, she knows and is she's going to fight you worse. So just keep smiling. Yes, and you know what I really want to do. Okay. So have in mind too, and it gets back to, again, choosing your tools with your recipe wisely. What is going to be your featured product? What are your personal passion products? You know, Jessica mentioned before, when the deep covered baker went on stop selling, was only available to hosts. Jill and I were talking, we're like, deep covered baker's going to the bottom of the pool. What are we going to show now? my rectangular baker is looking real good right now. And we totally resurrected the rectangular baker. We were pulling all kinds of stuff out of the vault and mixing it up, and our sales were just as good because people were buying things that we kind of had allowed go to the side. So it can't be your deep covered baker at every single show because, as she mentioned, people buy it. They're not buying another one. So it's time to now show them a grill pan. That was kind of what happened to me. I said, you know what, really got to mix it up. I need to sell more grill pans. But I kind of had that smoking problem every time I had tried my grill pan, which is why I called Jessica. I'm like, why do I have a house full of smoke? Please tell me about the grill pan. And that was like the only thing in the catalog really that I had trouble cooking with. And that's when she reminded me, the oil doesn't go on the pan, the oil goes on the food. Problem solved. I've never grilled so much chicken at shows in my life, and it's it's back in, and it gets plenty of viewing. And it's not that these things have to be on a host special to talk about it, right? Can't any of these things be free or half price to your host at all times? Don't overlook those centerfold sets. You kind of get bogged down sometimes with the host half price combinations. But really, the best host half-price combinations are the centerfold sets. So, that's where you want to put your emphasis too, that getting them at half price, the centerfold sets as well. And then you're going to drive it home throughout your show with the seats. Now, do some of you have trouble taking control of the room, right off the bat, where you want to start, and it's like, okay, all right, everybody, so. Right, everyone, so we're going to get started. And it's almost like double dutching, where you're like, when can I start? Okay, everybody, we're going to get started. My name is Michele. You try to get it started. So don't try to get it started. Let your host get it started. She should be introducing you. Because when you're continuing, all right, everyone, so we're going to get started. Can everybody take a catalog? Can everybody take a pen? That's you saying, hey, everyone, it's time to pay attention now. But what you really want is your host telling everyone, hey, everyone, it's time to pay attention now. And that's totally different. Oh my God, I need to exercise more. Little start on double dutch, and I'm like, that's right. Now, sometimes you'll be with a group, and now that book groups again, that they book again, and you know that this is like the chatties, and you're like, oh, man, I'm going to earn my paycheck tonight. You know there's going to be sweating involved. You're going to come home with hoarse voice and all this kind of stuff. Let's cut that off up front by addressing it with your host during your little setup time. Talk to her during the setup time. You did such a great job. You have all the perfect ingredients. You have a lot of people coming. Your setup is gorgeous. So you've done all the job that you need to do. So now I want to do my job for you, which is to absolutely pamper out your kitchen and your home with all of these tools. The best way that I can do that is when people get to see and hear the whole demo. Because when people start chit-chatting here, there, and everywhere, they're not hearing anything, they're not enjoying the show, and then they buy citrus peelers. And you're not going to get a big shopping spree from that. So I would never shush your friends. It's Friday night. That is not my place at all. But if you kind of notice that it's getting a little out of hand, you can shush them all you want. So if we could kind of keep an eye on that, that would be great. It will really make a big difference in your shopping spree. Usually host is like, oh, okay. She's totally fine with introducing you. They usually just say something like, this is Michele. I met her at Mary's when I went to her party, and it was so much fun, and she's us tonight. And then she just kind of listened. Awesome, good enough. They're all paying attention. Because we've all had that show where you were trying to start and your host was with the blender.
Yeah.
What kind of message does that send? She's not even paying attention, right? So if your host isn't even paying attention, your guests certainly are not. So, okay. And again, that's just setting the tone. Setting the tone. You might consider in your show intro, one of the reasons why people will talk over you, one is sometimes just that you're not entertaining enough, which is why I want you to fix that by doing a better show. But sometimes it's because they think this is going to be the only option to do so. Because unfortunately, almost everyone in society has attended a home show of some kind where the consultant went on and 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 on some more. And then all of a sudden, it was 10 o'clock at night, they had to place their order and leave. They never got to talk to their friend Mary, they never got to talk to Sue, they never got to talk to the host. And they left annoyed. Because people come to these shows to socialize, in addition to learning whatever they want to learn, eating whatever they want to eat. So if you're finding that that's an issue for you, then you might want to say somewhere in your show opening, so for the next 40 minutes or so, I'm going to put together 2 amazing recipes. I'm going to be making the chicken prosciutto pasta along with some garlic nuts in our 8-inch saute pan, and it's going to be a fabulous night. So let's get started. So they just heard, oh, 40 minutes. Great, that only brings us to 8:45. I'll talk to her later. And most people can control themselves for 40 minutes. So, and then, try to be true to that.